Hello everyone. Up to now, we have spent 2 classes to study the standard trade models. By learning, we are able to understand how relative supply, relative demand, term of trade, equilibrium relative price in the world market are determined in the standard trade model. We can also use standard trade model to understand a lot of important and interesting issues in the international trade. Today, we will use this model to analyze the effect of economic growth. We will focus on the biased growth. The effect of economic growth in a trading world economy are usually controversial. The questions such as, is economic growth in China good for the standard of living in the United States? Is growth in a country more or less valuable when it is integrated in the world economy? Are often debated by politicians and economists. In assessing the effect of growth in other countries, argument can be made on either side. On one side, economic growth in the rest of the world may be good for our economy because it means larger markets for our exports and lower price for our imports. On the other side, growth in other countries may mean increased competition for our exporters and domestic producers. We need to compete with foreign exporters. It is similar when we look at the effect of growth at home. On one hand, growth in an economy's production capacity should be more valuable when that country can sell some of its increased production to the world's markets. On the other hand, the benefits of the growth may be passed on the foreigners in the form of lower price for the country's exports rather than retained at home. The standard trade model gives us precise answers to these questions. Economic growth means an outward shift of one country's production possibility frontier. This growth can result either from increase in a country's resources or from improvements in the efficiency with which these resources are used. Economic growth usually has a bias. Biased growth takes place when the production possibility frontier shifts out more in one direction than in the other. We can recognize this growth in our real life or in theoretical models easily. For example, rapid growth has occurred in the United States computer industry, but relatively little growth has occurred in the United States textile industry. In Ricardian model, technological progress in one sector of economy will expand the economy's production possibilities in the direction of that sector's output than in the direction of the other sector's output. In Heckscher-Ohlin model, an increase in the capital stock will produce biased expansion of production possibilities, and the goods which intensively use the capital will produce more than the other products. Look at Figure 1. Panel A. Production possibility frontiers shifts from TT1 to TT2. The growth biased to the cross, with the panel B shows growth biased toward food. Suppose the relative price of cross is given. Growth biased toward cross will lead to a rise in the output of crops relative to that of food. This change is represented in the panel C as the RS is moved from RS1 to RS2. The same, when the growth is biased to food, the RS curve shifts from RS1 to RS3. Let's move back to the word. Suppose home country export crops and import food. If home country experience growth biased toward crops, what will happen on the home's term of trade? With biased growth toward crops, the output crops in home country would rise and output food in the home country would decline. Then, the output of crops relative to food will rise at any given price for the world as a whole, and the world relative supply curve shifted to the right, just like the relative supply curve for home. Look at Figure 3a. This shift in the world relative supply is from RS1 to RS2. It results in a decrease in the relative price of crops from PC divided by PF1 to PC divided by PF2. We find home's term of trade is worsened, and the foreign terms of trade is improved. The same to foreign country. Look at Figure 3b. Suppose foreign country experience growth biased toward food. The effect on the world relative supply curve and thus on the terms of trade would have been similar, more general, not just the foreign country. Both home and foreign growth biased to food will lead to the world relative supply curve shifting from RS1 to RS3. And the relative price of crops rise from PC divided by PF1 to PC divided by PF3. Here, we will introduce two concepts. One is export-biased growth. Export-biased growth is the growth that expands a country's production possibility disproportionately in that country's export sector. Biased growth in food industry in a foreign country is export-biased growth for a foreign country. The other is import-biased growth. Import-biased growth is a growth that expands one country's production possibilities disproportionately in that country's import sector. Biased growth in cross production in the foreign country is import-biased growth for a foreign country. According to our analysis, we can make a conclusion that is, export-biased growth tends to worsen a growing country's terms of trade, reduce its welfare, and increase the welfare of foreign countries. Import-biased growth tends to improve growing countries' terms of trade, increase its welfare, and decrease the welfare of foreign countries. That is the end of today's class. Thank you.